Pennies, like other U.S. coins, are produced through a detailed minting process at the United States Mint, which has facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point. The history of the penny dates back to 1793, when the first 1-cent coin was made from pure copper. Over time, the composition changed, and modern pennies are primarily made of zinc with a thin copper coating. The minting process begins with large coils of metal that are punched into round blanks. These blanks are heated, softened through annealing, and cleaned before being struck with engraved dies to create detailed designs, such as Abraham Lincoln's profile, which first appeared on the penny in 1909 to honor his 100th birthday. Each mint facility plays a role in producing billions of coins annually, ensuring a steady supply for circulation. The U.S. Mint, established in 1792 in Philadelphia, has been the cornerstone of American coin production for over 2 centuries, preserving both history and craftsmanship in every penny. The first step in coin production involves selecting and preparing raw materials. Modern U.S. coins are made from various metal alloys designed for durability and cost efficiency. For example, pennies are composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating, while nickels are made from a copper-nickel alloy. Quarters and dimes also use copper-nickel alloys, with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. The metals arrive at the mint in large coils, sometimes weighing thousands of pounds. These coils, which are several inches thick and hundreds of feet long, are fed into machines that begin the process of turning raw metal into coins. Once the metal coils are ready, they are fed into a machine called a blanking press. This press punches out thousands of flat, round discs known as blanks. The blanks are slightly larger than the finished coins to allow for adjustments during later stages. The excess metal, known as webbing, is collected, melted down, and recycled back into new coils to minimize waste. This step is crucial because it determines the basic shape and size of each coin. The blanking process is fast and efficient, producing millions of blanks daily to meet demand. Before the blanks can be turned into coins, they must be softened through a process called annealing. During annealing, the blanks are heated to extremely high temperatures, making the metal more malleable and easier to strike with designs. After heating, the blanks are quickly cooled in water or oil baths. Next, the blanks undergo a thorough cleaning process where they are tumbled in a special solution of cleaning agents and polishing materials such as steel beads. This step removes any dirt, oil, or oxidation from the metal, ensuring that the finished coins have a bright, polished appearance. The next step in the minting process is called upsetting. During this stage, the cleaned blanks pass through an upsetting mill, which raises the edges of the discs to create a slight rim. This rim helps the coin retain its shape during the striking process and prevents excessive wear on the design over time. The raised edges also make the coins stack more neatly. Upsetting is an essential preparatory step that ensures the coins meet precise size and dimension standards. The most critical step in coin production is striking, where the blanks are transformed into fully detailed coins. Each blank is placed between 2 engraved dies, one for the front, obverse, and one for the back, reverse, of the coin. The dies press into the metal under immense pressure, ranging from 35 to 100 tons, depending on the coin type. For example, a penny requires about 35 tons of pressure, while a quarter may need up to 100 tons. This pressure forces the metal into the intricate grooves of the dies, imprinting detailed images such as Abraham Lincoln on the penny or George Washington on the quarter. Some commemorative coins are struck multiple times to ensure extra sharp details. After striking, coins undergo a rigorous quality control process to ensure they meet high standards. Inspectors check for defects such as cracks, incomplete designs, or off-center strikes. Advanced imaging and laser technology help detect even the smallest imperfections. Coins that do not meet standards are removed and melted down for reuse. In addition to human inspection, automated machines perform random sampling to check for consistency in weight, size, and design accuracy. Quality control is a vital part of the process to ensure that every coin leaving the mint is flawless and fit for circulation. Each U.S. mint facility adds a distinct mint mark to the coins it produces, serving as a small but significant identifier of the coin's origin. These mint marks are typically found on the obverse, front, or reverse, back of the coin, depending on the design and series. The marks are represented by small letters: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and W for West Point. Each letter signifies where the coin was struck, and these marks can greatly affect a coin's desirability among collectors. Notably, the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest U.S. mint, did not place a mint mark on coins for many years. It wasn't until 1980 that the P mark became standard on most coins, although exceptions, such as the Lincoln cent, remain. Mint marks are a crucial aspect of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. Collectors often use these marks to track a coin's history and determine its rarity and value. For example, coins from the West Point Mint, W, are usually limited editions and are highly sought after by collectors. The presence or absence of a mint mark can sometimes signal a rare error or limited production run, which can significantly increase a coin's value. For instance, the 1943 copper penny from the Philadelphia Mint, produced during a transition from copper to steel, is one of the rarest and most valuable coins, partly due to its unique composition and a lack of a mint mark. In addition to standard mint marks, some special coins are produced with unique features that enhance their collectability. Commemorative editions celebrate significant events, anniversaries, or notable figures, and are often issued with low mintages. These coins may include distinct mint marks or additional inscriptions that highlight their commemorative purpose. For example, the 1996 W Roosevelt dime, produced at the West Point Mint, was issued only as part of a special mint set and never intended for circulation, making it highly collectible. Proof sets and uncirculated coins, produced primarily for collectors, often feature premium finishes that set them apart from regular circulation ones. Proof coins are struck using specially polished dies and are usually struck multiple times to produce sharp details and a mirror-like background. These coins frequently include mint marks, and their production facility can influence their desirability. For example, San Francisco, S, is known for producing most proof coins, making the S mint mark particularly significant in proof collections. Additionally, some special editions include unique finishes such as frosted designs or reverse proofs, where the design elements are mirrored and the background is frosted, creating a striking contrast. Limited edition coins may also carry edge lettering or special privy marks, which are small symbols added to the design to commemorate events or distinguish special series. The significance of mint marks extends beyond individual coins to entire series or collections. For example, collectors may attempt to assemble a complete set of coins from every mint, such as the 50 State Quarters series, which included coins from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Similarly, the America the Beautiful Quarters series included circulation coins from Philadelphia and Denver, with special silver proofs from San Francisco. In conclusion, mint marks are more than just tiny letters on a coin. They are an essential part of a coin's story, connecting it to a specific place and time in U.S. history. For collectors, these marks can mean the difference between a common coin and a valuable treasure. Whether they are on a rare commemorative piece from West Point or a standard quarter from Philadelphia, mint marks remain a cornerstone of numismatic study and collecting.